This is me watching the World Cup from my living room. And this is me 24 hours later watching the World Cup from a front row seat. Hopefully. It all depends on the poker session I'm going to be playing in tonight. However much money I make decides how I watch the game. A losing session, we're sitting on the streets. But a big win, and we've got the best seats in the house to the biggest event in the world. I'm getting ready to head out for the poker session tonight. It's important to mention that it's going to be a private game with some massive stakes. You might be wondering why I'm playing these gigantic stakes. Well, it's because I'm not going to just any World Cup game. I'm trying to get into the quarterfinal between England and Norway in Miami. One of the biggest games in the entire tournament with a star-studded cast. And the cheapest seats starting at over $2,000. But going to the World Cup is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And I've been playing soccer, well, football, since I was a wee lad. It was my favorite sport growing up. You know, I was actually going to go pro. They called me the American Iniesta. But then I had a devastating career-ending injury when I was 14, so... It's the day before the game, about 24 hours exactly away from the 5 p.m. start time. And tickets, well, they're looking pretty expensive. We're gonna need at least $3,000. That will get us in the stadium, which is the most important thing. But a cheeky 10K win, and I'll be rubbing elbows with David Beckham in a suite. Go figure.
What?
And then obviously, less than 2K, and we're not even gonna be in the stadium. And if I lose money,
I prefer really not to speak.
my goal is at least $5,000 in profit. We're dreaming big. It's time to head out and make some money. Here we go. We arrive around 7 p.m. ready to battle. In a battle it's gonna be because tonight's game is a 25-25 private game hosted by the Lexo Poker. Now you might call me crazy for playing these stakes, but playing for this much, all I need is one big pot win to secure our spot at the World Cup. Plus, I heard there are some splashy characters in this game. I'm always happy to go scuba diving with some fishies. So we sit down at the table, buying in for the maximum of $5,000. Now there are 3 big hands that decide the fate of this session. 2 hours in, after a pretty uneventful start, we have our first. We are in a rare 9-way $50 PLO double board bomb pot. I was expecting to just play some good old-fashioned hold'em tonight, but I'm always down to get degenerate. The action picks up on the turn after it checks around on the flop. Low Jack starts the action by potting it for $450. We look down at Ace Jack 5 Deuce with the Ace and Jack of clubs. The first board is King 7 5 Jack, and the second board is 10 4 6 7 with 3 clubs, giving us the nut flush on the bottom board and 2 pair on the top. We're loving our hand and decide to repot it up to 1,800 to try to get all the money in now. It folds around to the Low Jack, who decides to jam for $3,000. And I snap call. The rivers on both boards are bricks, and I'm expecting a chop here as I expose my hand. But shockingly, our opponent turns over just the queen high flush on the bottom board and only a single pair on the top board, giving us the best hand on both boards. The $6,500 pot gets shipped our way as we scoop this electric bomb pot. And just like that, we soar into profit, up over $3,000. And with our seats of the World Cup practically secured, I said my goodbyes, left the casino, and bought my tickets. Well, that's what you would expect. I hit my goal, right? The video's over. No. Sure, I could get tickets in the bleachers and bring some binoculars to the game, but right now, the world is my oyster. I'm feeling pitch-side seats, 5-course meal, drinks, maybe a box seat with iShow speed. Shit, maybe I can get a seat with a FIFA president and we can suspend our 4-1 loss to Belgium till the end of the tournament. So I decide to double down and keep my seat at the table, hoping that it doesn't come back to haunt me. And then we enter our second big hand of the night. With momentum on our side, we pick up 5-3 of diamonds on the button and call a $75 open by the Low Jack, who is the same player from the bond pot. Big blind also calls, and we head to a 6-4-9 rainbow flop. It checks to us, and with an open ender and backdoor flush draw, we bet $150. The big blind folds, and unsurprisingly, the Low Jack calls. Turn comes the Ace of Spades, and the Low Jack decides that that's a good card for him, as he instantly donks out for a near pot size of 500. We're both sitting deep with around 6 or 7.
Get some help.
K stacks. So we can't fold with expected implied odds. The question is, do we raise now or just call? Well, given the history of the last hands, we know that this player doesn't exactly like to fold and can also put in chips quite loosely. So I wasn't exactly thrilled with the prospect of launching a massive bluff. Therefore, I took the passive option and just called, praying to hit our straight on the river. And that is just what we do as the 7 of diamonds rolls off. Bang! And to make things even better, the low jack snap bets out 1,300. I'm licking my chops as if I were at a 5-star Brazilian steakhouse, thinking how much I can squeeze from this whale. I look at a stack, and he's got around $4,000 left. We have an easy jam, and against a polarized range and sticky opponent, well, we should go for it all. But despite that logic, I only end up raising to 4,000. Don't ask me why. I got no idea. But it turns out it doesn't matter as the low jack quickly mutts his hands. We'll fucking take it. Another huge pot headed in our direction. And as the clock strikes 12 at midnight, our stack has now soared past $10,000, up over 5K on the day. Harry Kane, Erling Haaland, I'm coming, baby.
What do you mean by that?
And surely now, after hitting our original goal of over $5,000 profit, we can walk off into the sunset and everybody lives happily ever after. But there's just one problem. We've still got one more hand.
You can't keep getting away with it!
So look, I'm riding out the rest of the session, but I get the one hand that always gets me into trouble. Ace-5 suited. And something about this hand, it just gives me the eyes every time. And of course, it's in our third and final hand of the night where I'm on the brink of losing it all. We've got Ace-5 suited of the hearts variety in this one. The cutoff opens the action to $100. The button 3-bets it up to $350, and we now 4-bet it to $1,200 from the big blind. The cutoff folds, but the button isn't given up just yet as he calls. We go to a flop with $2,500 in the middle, which comes 7, King, Deuce, Rainbow. I couldn't ask for a better flop for our range, but for our specific hands, well, it's not so good. But anyways, we make the standard C-bet on the king high board for $750, just around 1/3 pot. But our opponent is not phased, as he quite quickly calls. We're looking for an ace, or even a 3 or 4 on the turn to pick up some equity to barrel with. But like every 10 out of 10 I talk to, I get rejected. This time by the dealer, who flips over the queen of clubs. We're sitting in no man's land with ace high and a 4-bet pot with over $4,000 in the middle. In this spot, we'll have aces, kings, queens, ace king, and even king queen that can all bet for value on this turn. Because of this, we need to have some bluffs to balance out all that value. Hands like ace jack, ace 10 makes sense since they have additional equity with a nut gut shot, as well as block some king x and open ender continues. But then after those hands, well, there really aren't many natural bluffs. With this in mind, you decide to turn the solver hand ace-5 into a bluff. Our opponent has a stack of around 6,000, so we don't want to bet too large on the turn where we have little to no fold equity on the river, and thus we fire for only $1,400, setting up for a perfect river jam, as well as looking to fold out all medium pocket pairs and better ace highs. And I know for a damn fact that if I see a river, I'm jamming all in. I'm putting everything on the line here. My ticket's moments away from turning to ashes. But the button folds. Phew, that could have been very bad. But after this beautiful solver approved hand, our stack now sits at 12,000 buckaroos, up $7,000 on the session. And now we've truly, finally done it. Or have we? Because there's one more hand that can change. Nah, I'm kidding. Chill. We end the session shortly after with a final stack of $11,052, giving us a profit of over $6,000. Oh, baby! That ain't too shabby. It's time to get these tickets, baby. It's literally 6 hours until kickoff. We've got $6,000 to work with. Oh, shit. $3,000 per first section.
Oh, perfect. You can get one for me as well.
You're gonna pay me back, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right. And bought! We're going to the World fucking Cup, baby.
a good soldier, choosing your battle. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off and back in the saddle. You're on the front line. Tamina, mina, sangalewa. Cause this is Africa. Tamina, mina, waka, waka,
What a game. That was absolutely incredible. And yes, before you guys get on me in the comments, get on my ass, this is my bed. Yep. Shit, money's a little tight, so we gotta deal with this for now. I know I couldn't film a ton of stuff in the game today, but I hope there was enough footage for you guys. I was trying to enjoy the moment myself, you know, but shout out England.
I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them.
And Norway, which actually I'm 35% Norwegian, so I should be rooting for them. But I'm tired as shit, so I'm gonna crash. But I've got some other videos planned to come soon, so stay tuned. And remember, stay locked in.